tó bá pàṣẹ tí Ọọ̀ni bá pàṣẹ lẹ́ni wọ́n bí bàbá ńlá Tinubu dá kó sọ̀rọ̀ ikú fi pa nìyẹn. Ọọ̀ni là ń sọ yìí, Ọọ̀ni là ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè mo ṣí fìlà fún yín kábíyèsí, but ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí pé kò sí àṣẹ lẹ́nu yín mọ́. Ìyẹn làwa ọmọ yín ṣe sọ pé àwa máa defend yín to the last. Ẹni máa kú ni kó lọ kú. Àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu tàwa náà pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa dúró. Tẹ bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ máa jẹ́ obstacle fún kọ̀tà gbé dání. Wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Abáyín fa tó tán lẹ̀. In tó tán lẹ̀ la máa bára yín fà. Nítorí pé Britain olórí burúkú tó kó gbogbo àpapọ̀. Wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bá dá dúró, ògo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa tàn lọ ni. Wọ́n ti dífá fún Britain kún sọ̀rọ̀ 200 years. See the damage that the structure of the Obas was done to make sure that nílé rí ọba tó lè sọ̀rọ̀. Wọn ní ìgboyà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ní ìgboyà yìí. Tí àwọn bá ní ìgboyà ẹni kan jáde kan sọ̀rọ̀ níbi tó bá wà ní palace wọn lẹ́ni. Wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò sí ọba kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí tí ọlọ́pàá ò ní lọ arrest ẹ̀ mọ́nulé. Is what will be a Yoruba government to its citizen? And I will answer that as quickly as possible. So, first and foremost, a Yoruba government would give our youth development program to transform our nation. As we have it today, millions of Yoruba people and those that are non-Yorubas do not have a future in Nigeria due to the fact that you do not have a government that would or should have empowered you enough within 25 years since 1999 to allow you to reach your peak. Many of you should have reached your peak in your career, but as I speak to you today, many of those within Nigeria today still are relying on their friends outside Nigeria, friends within Nigeria to have what it takes as a citizen of Nigeria. That would not happen in a Yoruba country. In a Yoruba country, you would be a citizen that will be given a full right under a Yoruba government to allow you to reach your peak, just as many Nigerians that have traveled abroad, some of them were born abroad, some of them migrated for greener pasture. And I'll give you an example. A family friend of mine just arrived in London within a year under the COS. What should they see UK ni? Ìyàwó àtọkọ àtọmọ mẹ́rin. And with the job the wife is doing, within a year, she has been able to save enough money láti lọ dúpẹ́ by traveling to Saudi Arabia on a lesser Hajj. Within a year. The husband has a good job in Nigeria before they traveled. But due to the fact that they can see that situation of Nigeria is not bearable, so they have no choice than to travel out of the country. So, is it possible that a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman, without getting involved in any criminality, just going to work, saving money, and can travel to Jerusalem or Saudi Arabia or any country of their choice? So that is the government that is working in the UK for non-citizens, because these are not citizens, but they are needed for the purpose of making the UK under the government to continue to look after the elderly people. So what Nigeria has done in the last 25 years, it has not been able to give every Nigerian that same opportunity. It's not about leadership. It's about the foundation that Britain created to make sure that most of you would not be able to survive as a youth within Nigeria. So I hope that answered the question. Again, Going back to some of the manifesto that Baba Akintoye has put out there, mo wà lórí program by ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, mo ní lè sọ̀rọ̀, mo wà lórí live transmission by. Mo wà lórí live program by. Gbogbo tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ sọ mama wọnú ẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú èèyàn wa, because if I don't answer that call, I will eventually be disturbed, and I need to answer that call. Let me know if you can still hear me, because these are the problem when you're running a program and people calling, and it will eventually, messed up, disturb, because we got to set up the lead. Now I have to move things, I have to adjust things. But when people don't know we are live, and I'm using one of the phone that is very busy for the live transmission. So let's come back again. An independent Nigeria, we have suffered serious decline and agony. YouTube, Facebook. Most Nigerians have suffered in Nigeria, and that sufferness is still going on. In a Yoruba country, that sufferness will not be allowed. Let's look at Donald Trump. Hate him or like him, he cares less. He says, make America great again. Ṣé nígbà tí Tinubu dé, Tinubu ní òun máa make sure pé Nigeria is great. But under Tinubu, just look at Plateau State. It looks like it's already in a war zone. Look at the country today. Within 2 years and the 8 years of Buhari, making 10 years of the APC. I don't think you want to go back again to that in 2027. Mo rò pé ẹnì kankan tó jọmọ Yorùbá or Nigerian, they would not restructure the INEC for you to have a credible election. That is not going to happen. But that would happen when we have a Yoruba country, according to number 8 of our manifesto. We shall make our election quality elections. Just the same way as you saw me in the UK when I voted last year. No intimidation, nobody attacked me. I voted for my choice, and I still have the right to criticize the Labour government under the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Most of even those of you that voted Tinubu, you have still been intimidated. We saw it when Obasa was removed. People that voted for Tinubu were all kept in the Black Maria, and they were shouting out that "Àwa náà la dìbò fún yín." That is the government of intimidation. That is not going to happen in a Yoruba government. That, I believe, also answer what the Yoruba government can do for us. Nígbà tá bá ti dé ibi tí wọ́n pè ní officially a Yoruba country. We shall take creative steps about political party. A political party in Nigeria today is like Ashewo that change clothes all the time. Look at El Rufai. Why should we believe El Rufai that told Nigerians during the campaign that Tinubu was the right choice and the right candidate? Today, El Rufai is now telling us that Tinubu is a drug baron, and Tinubu result was not credible, even though Buhari had no result as well. Now, El Rufai says that he does not believe anymore in the APC under Tinubu. You know why? Because we are not the same. We are two different people, and El Rufai can govern those in the north, why Tinubu should have governed those alone in Yoruba land without having to go and campaign. But right now, Tinubu, going back for 2027, actually láti lọ campaign again in the north. And right now, they are cooking up as many things to destroy Tinubu for 2027. Are we going to allow our kings to rule like the way they are doing right now? There has been a lot of different conversation around Oba Ile Yoruba. What do we do with them? Do we give them the power back, or do we retain the power and just allow them to govern within their territory and their domains across Yoruba land? Many Yoruba people disagree that àwọn ọba wa tí wọ́n follow pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró nísìn, we should not even have anything called Oba in the future of a Yoruba government and a Yoruba country. But some say that we should also think about it this way, that the English, the Britain knew that the custodian power belongs to the Obas. And what Britain did quickly was destroy that while they maintained their own kinship in England and also across the United Kingdom. We have seen in France, in the history before, that they took out their own, kings. But what Britain knew was that if we remove the power from the kings, we give the power to the politician and use the politician to suppress the power of the kings. So right now today, and I'll give an example, Ooni of Ife called for a security summit to protect his people against the Fulani terrorists. But right from somewhere, Ooni of Ife could not finish up the job because one of the politicians must have called him, and one of the politicians must have given him instruction that he does not have the power. But power, the power is quite under the politician. And that's why many people are worried that are we going to have the same situation with a new constitution? Our Obas will be given a privileged part of the system that we are going to operate. And I believe under the manifesto at number 32, it says clearly we shall restore dignity to our Obas. Dignity. So the question that have come is asking, what do we do with our kings? Kí la máa ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba wa nígbà tá bá gbalẹ̀ wa tán tá à ń sọ pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation? Nigeria constitution has literally took power away from our kings. They are scared. Let's give an example. Who the hell is our governor to be giving directive about how Alaafin should be appointed when we have a tradition that ati mokbe tí ọba kan bá wàjà? I have the privilege to meet up with the previous Alaafin. It's a privilege. Many Yoruba people never saw him. I met him in his private residence, not one, more than 10 times, with the privilege of Chief Sunday Igboho. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Aláàfin tàná, kò ń ṣe tèní. But by some of what we heard from him, which is not for public consumption, I can now tell you that gbogbo tá à ń sọ lóòótọ́ kò sí agbára lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọba yẹn. They literally took the power off. Britain did that to destroy the tradition of Yoruba land. That fault is coming from Britain. They knew very well that tí àwọn ọba wa bá jẹ́ àwọn ni wọ́n wà in the custodian. Tí ọba bá lu agogo pé kéré o, gbogbo aráàlú ẹ lọ múra sílẹ̀, ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ nínú ilé ń bẹ̀ kó máa gbáradì, tó bá di àárọ̀ la a máa wọnú igbó wa lọ, a máa flush gbogbo àwọn terrorists. I'm sure most of us will not be in danger today. But because Britain knew the power of our king when they met them during the century, 15th century, 16th century, 14th century, and they were worried that first thing that they need to destroy is that particular section of Yoruba land. Two things that Britain did quickly, which is coming under the manifesto, and I'm going to read them as from the Oba, which says we shall restore dignity to our Obas. Then number 33 says we shall return fully to our Yoruba language, Ede Yoruba la mama so. You go to Germany, you speak in English, they're not going to answer you. Kò síbi iṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ lọ ṣe ní Germany. As living in Germany, yes, tourists goes there and there are few people that speak English, but in a government setting, you dare not speak in English in Germany. All correspondence comes in a German language. That is the future of a Yoruba government for a citizen. Èdè Yorùbá ni ó máa wá láti government official all the way down to the citizen. That way, our language will be preserved for many thousand years ahead. But right now, for those of you that are fighting against Yoruba nation, we can lose that language quickly within the next many thousand years if Tabashi remain in one Nigeria. Because Britain again knew quite well that if we remain in Nigeria, English will be the official language. That is one of the fraud that Britain used to destroy all the indigenous people. That is why today Nigeria have over 500 languages and 350 different ethnic groups. And don't come and tell us that, what about the smaller ethnic groups? There are countries that are even less than 500,000 and they are doing very well, better than the shit old country you are calling Nigeria. So for us to have a serious conversation, the politicians are running away from the truth because only the truth will set us free. Your churches do not want to tell you the truth because the truth is not about until you die, you go to heaven. We want to see heaven before we go out of this world. And that is why we might hate him or like him. We might hate him or like him. I want to bring this in. Pastor, as Fela says, no one died. But our brother, we love him so much and we hope that he will be part of a Yoruba Nation campaign. But right now, he might not look at it from that direction. Injustice to one is injustice to all. This is what he said as someone of one of his very fantastic music that many of you have heard before. And that is none else but my brother Portable.
Apostolic was to yes. Apostolic was to yes. Pastor, no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Pastor, no one go heaven again. No. Apostolic was to yes.
And that is in Portable himself.
Pastor, no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Pastor, no one go heaven again. No. Aramidori odori odori bato pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ìjọ.
Hate him or like him, they spoke the truth. Yoruba will restore the dignity of our Obas. Why is the pastor doesn't want to go to heaven and they are campaigning heaven to millions of Yoruba people without telling them the truth that the first thing we need to restore back is our Oba and also our dignity. Pastor Sulaiman was attacked. You can see that he protected himself not by the blood of Jesus Christ. He was in a bulletproof car with his wife, while others died because they were not in a bulletproof car. Pastor, no one go heaven. The same thing with most of our elite. They travel in convoy with a heavy security because nobody wants to die. But the average Yoruba man, the average Nigerian continue to die because your government cannot protect you. In a Yoruba government, You will be fully protected. I'll leave that music alone. It's a copyright. I don't want to use too much of it, but you've got the message. Now, the question that was asked is, kí la máa ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba wa? And I have the answer under the manifesto put together by those working in cabinet with Professor Adebanjo Akintoye. Let me read it quickly. In the course of the history of Yoruba membership of Nigeria till today, our Yoruba Obas, whether it is the small Oba, the second class Oba, the first class Oba, all these Oba, Elowo, when Prince Charles, before Koto de Odi, King Charles, nígbà tó wá sí Nigeria, tẹ́bá lọ́wọ́ the sittings, ẹ̀rí ibi tó gbé Sultan of Sokoto sí, ẹ̀rí ibi tó fi Aláàfin sí. A ti gbọ́ ìtàn rí pé nígbà kan rí Aláàfin tẹjọ́ kan nígbà kan rí, nígbà tán ní kó wá sort àwọn problem kan, ó ní ọba ò kí ń jáde kúrò nínú palace. But today, ọba dẹni tí ó kàn káàkiri gbogbo MC, ọba ti wá di MC, àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti di MC. Wọ́n ti gbàgbé orí ìpèrè tó jókòó lé lórí. Wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé that is a very important tool, but most of you might not know. Wọ́n ti gbé àṣẹ fún yàn kan lénìí, gbogbo wa là ń rí, but the real power for the directive is coming from England. Take this to anywhere. Ẹ sọ pé mi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. All your obas, tó bá náwọn gbàṣẹ láti United Kingdom, ẹni kí wọ́n ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbàṣẹ, kò sí àṣẹ kankan lẹ́nu wọn mọ́, àṣẹ ti kúrò lẹ́nu ọba, àṣẹ wá láti UK ni. But what we want to do is to give them back the power that Britain stole from them. Yoruba Obas almost totally lost their accustomed honor, prestige, and dignity. That is one of our most damaging losses in Nigeria. Ìwọ tó jọmọ Yorùbá, ó kò ṣì ń rí àpèrè àwọn ọba yẹn, but àwa ti rí pé kò sí àṣẹ kankan mọ́ lẹ́nu wọn. The Kábíyèsí of Ile-Ife made a security summit and he could not complete it because àṣẹ ò sí lẹ́nu Ọọ̀ni of Ife. He had a good intention, but the politician and those in charge of Ọọ̀ni of Ife láti England, when Ọọ̀ni came to London some years back, nígbà tí Ìyá Àdúrà gbé wọn wá sí London, I was there. And as we all saw then, fẹ́yìn tẹ́ bá attend event here ní Westminster, you will realize that Ọọ̀ni, as it is right now, àṣẹ ò wá látọ̀dọ̀ wọn. I'm sorry to tell you this. I know it doesn't go well with you. Àṣẹ tí Ọọ̀ni bá máa pa, wọ́n kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ béèrè lọ́wọ́ federal government pé ṣó possible káwọn lọ pàṣẹ báyìí. Kò ń ṣe pé agbára ò sí lọ́wọ́ Ọọ̀ni. Orí ibi tí Ọọ̀ni jókòó sí àti bàbá wa tó ṣẹ̀dé Aláàfin, wọ́n ní agbára láti sọ nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ fún àwọn onílẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Àmọ́ ṣé àwọn ń ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ fún àwọn onílẹ̀? Ṣé àwọn fúnra wọn ń ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ ní pé ká rúbọ fún ilẹ̀ kí a jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ kó mọ̀ pé lóòtítọ́ lódodo àwọn ń ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ fún? I will leave that for the palace to decide. In the 1950s, most of us were not born as at the time, but there was a man that has been born, very highly sophisticated, intelligent. That man only has one replica today, and that is Baba Akintoye. And who is this man? Awolowo. Ẹni kí gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ age mate bàbá tí wọ́n dẹ̀ wà below bàbá, whether you are 80, 70, if anybody is not in line with what Awolowo wanted for Yoruba people, they are also working against Yoruba people from inside and outside. They are not true Yoruba sons and daughters. In the 1950s, our father Awolowo was fully aware that our whole monarchy system was in danger of being destroyed under the constitution that were evolving in Nigeria. That constitution that was used before independence and the one after independence kò kí ń ṣàwàlà drafted. All this constitution was drafted at the British Parliament against us. Even the current constitution, as a lot of you might know, has not been in favor of you as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, talk less of your Oba that is going to give that privilege as well. So Omo Yoruba tó ń tako Yoruba nation does not know that Tinubu does not have any power within Nigeria, because the power that Tinubu is expected to use to make our life a better one is currently enriched in the fraudulent constitution by the devil of the Fulanis from Gowon and the rest of them. And this is how the senior advocate of Nigeria, Agbakoba Tinubu,
President Akpabio of the Senate, that it has taken 23 years to solve the problem of the constitution. And I urged him, in conjunction with President Tinubu, to resolve the Nigerian constitutional question now by inviting the owners of Nigeria. The owners of Nigeria, mark you, were those who owned Nigeria before Lugard brought his amalgamation in 19.
The owner of Nigeria, àwọn tó ní Nigeria, ibi tó ń pè ní Nigeria lénìí, àwọn tó ní lẹ́bẹ̀, those are the indigenous people. Àwọn ìran ọmọ Yorùbá, àwọn ìran Bia, àwọn ọmọ ìran Igbo, àwọn ìran Hausa, ìran Ìjọ, àwọn ló ní ilẹ̀ yẹn tí Britain wá kóra wọn wá with hospitality that was given to them, but they had a different agenda. Níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, Britain náà fẹ́ survive ni, because ìtàn sọ fún wa pé ní ìgbà kan rí ìta ni wọ́n ti máa ń wẹ̀ ní England, wọn ní toilet, wọn ní bathroom. So wọ́n fẹ́ survive, and that means that they have to go to any length to survive. We will go to any length to take it back. Kí Yorùbá lè padà síbi tó yẹ kó wà. This is a question and answer. If you have one, you can put it in the comment section. I'll pick it up and I'll try my best to answer as well. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I welcome you once again to Yoruba Nation Conversation, where we are discussing this morning Q&A, why Yoruba people must now leave Nigeria.
But you call them in. These are the people who own the country, and ask them questions. What do you want to see of the Constitution?
There is nothing you're going to see in the Constitution, and you cannot amend something that is already a fraud. So when your House of Representatives that are collecting millions of naira and billions in budget padding are telling you lies, that we are working to make sure that your right and your life within Nigeria will be better, run away from them, and nobody should be telling you about 2027. We need to be talking about how we need to dissolve Nigeria, but the politicians are 419, they are fraudulent, they are corrupt, they are criminals, and they know that the current constitution that we have today will not give you the accessibility to be the right person you want to be. While I, in the UK, based on the constitution, I have been given enormous rights, and one of that right is my privilege to life. Today, many of you have not been given that right. That is why yesterday we had to give you the names and the age. The youngest person that was killed on Sunday by the Fulani terrorists in Plateau State was 4 years old. I think that's 3 years old. Ọmọdún mẹ́ta tí kò mọ̀ kankan. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé ìwọ wá ń gbàdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run kó bless Nàìjíríà padà, kó dá padà sí ìgbà ẹ̀. Ṣé Nàìjíríà Ọlọ́run ló dá? Níbo ni ìwọ àti Ọlọ́run tí Bàbá Adébóyè àbí Kúmúyì àbí Pastor Bakari àbí Pastor Jerry àbí Prophet Ojo àbí Ìyá Àdúrà àbí Genesis, níbo làwọn ti bá Ọlọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ tọ́lọ́run sọ fún wọn pé òun lòun dá Nàìjíríà? Táwọn wá ń sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé Ọlọ́run ò ní pé kí Nàìjíríà kó má pín, àwọn á máa gbàdúrà fọ́lọ́run. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò lè work. Nígbà tó dá gbogbo wa, ó dá wa ní èdè ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Àmọ́ Lugard ló kó gbogbo wa papọ̀. Lugard dẹ̀ gbàṣẹ lọ́wọ́ Britain ni. So tá a bá ń dárúkọ Lugard, we are talking about àwọn tó ń rule níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. And I hope you get the message.
Without a constitution, we're going nowhere.
Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ rí ìlọsíwájú? ẹ̀ ń pariwo Tinubu ò rí ti yín rò because Tinubu mọ̀ pé constitution tó gbélé òun lọ́wọ́ kóun fi ṣèjọba constitution yẹn kò lè work but Tinubu ò lè sọ fún yín mọ́ pé constitution yẹn ò lè work so all he will be doing is trying his best which he's doing trying his best while Nigerians are being killed and he's having a great time in France. Trying his best while the vice president made it known that òun ò ní gbọ́n kankan tó ń pè ní pé ká máa sọ pé a fẹ́ restructure Nigeria. The vice president say restructure my foot. Ìbéèrè tá à ń béèrè ni pé kí ni wọ́n mọ̀ nípa pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró is a Q&A. Yorùbá fẹ́ dá dúró ó yàtọ̀ sí pé ká tún máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa election kankan. Mo ní a sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò sí àṣẹ kankan lẹ́nu wọn mọ́ ẹlẹ́mìí ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí àṣẹ bá wà lọ́dọ̀ Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ kó pàṣẹ fún wa lẹ́ni pé ká wọnú igbó wa lọ I and Sunday Igboho will be on the ground within 24 hours. Màá pe Sunday Igboho pé kó máa bọ̀ láti Germany but Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ ò lè pàṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ I love him so much. Aláàfin tó ṣẹ̀ débẹ̀ ò lè pàṣẹ because Ṣèyí Mákindé ló gbé ọ̀pá àṣẹ fún Aláàfin. You can see the damage that the structure of the Obas was done to make sure that nílé rí ọba tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní ìgboyà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe ní ìgboyà yìí tí àwọn bá ní ìgboyà ẹni kó jáde kó sọ̀rọ̀ níbi tó bá wà ní palace wọn lẹ́ni wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ọba kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí tí ọlọ́pàá ò ní lọ arrest ẹ̀ mọ́nulé wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kan tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kó sọ̀rọ̀ báwa ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nítorí pé wọ́n ń bẹ̀rù àwa wá ń bi wọ́n pé ṣé wọ́n ṣọ̀pọ̀ ọba làwọn torí pé àwa mọ̀ pé tọ́ba bá pàṣẹ tí Ọọ̀ni bá pàṣẹ lẹ́ni wọ́n bí bàbá ńlá Tinubu dá kó sọ̀rọ̀ ikú fi pa nìyẹn Ọọ̀ni là ń sọ yìí Ọọ̀ni là ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kábíyèsí Elédùmarè mo ṣí fìlà fún yín kábíyèsí but ẹ lè sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí pé kò sí àṣẹ lẹ́nu yín mọ́ ìyẹn làwa ọmọ yín ṣe sọ pé àwa máa defend yín to the last ẹni máa kú ni kó lọ kú àjọ máa fa tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí ni tẹ́yìn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn in tó ti mú yín sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tá à ń sọ pé a fẹ́ dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè a jẹ́ pé àṣẹ ti kúrò lẹ́nu yín lóòótọ́ nìyẹn àṣẹ ọ̀dẹ̀ ti kúrò lẹ́nu tàwa àṣẹ ń bẹ lẹ́nu tàwa náà pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa dúró tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ máa jẹ́ obstacle fún kọ̀tà gbé dání wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ abáyín fa tó tán lẹ̀ in tó tán lẹ̀ la máa bára yín fà nítorí pé Britain olórí burúkú tó kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bá dá dúró ògo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá máa tàn lọ ni wọ́n ti dífá fún Britain kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ 200 years pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí ìran yìí kó dìde rárá evidence is there ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ constitution ọmọ Yorùbá ń rántí pé kí Tinubu wá fún yín ní constitution tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín ṣé Tinubu ló kọ constitution.
No one will doubt the fact that the constitution bequeathed by the military in 1999 is unsatisfactory.
The military structure Britain ló design ẹ̀ olórí burúkú Ọbásanjọ́ olórí burúkú Gowon Babangida Buhari ìwọ tó ń defend wọn èmi mọ bí tí military barracks wà ní London ní England gbogbo bí tí wọ́n kọ́ military barracks wọn sí tó ti train wọn Sandals ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ that is where they train them and the instruction tó fún wọn látàtọ̀ bá train wọn tán òun lọ kí Britain jáde kó náà wọ́n mọ̀ nípa gbogbo kú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí ní Nàìjíríà they were funding it they were behind it ṣèbá ti rí nísì tí Trump ní òun gbé ẹsẹ̀ lé the US aid because the US aid was used to fund terrorism in Africa. The world is changing. I am happy to be alive to witness it. Q&A la ṣe ń béèrè wàá béèrè ìbéèrè màá dé ẹ lóhùn ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí tí à ń kà lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba wa mo kí bàbá mi lẹ́kìtì ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò mo fojú pẹ́ nìkankan rẹ́ mo kí gbogbo yín bẹ ṣe ń wọlé lọ́tún lọ́sì. In the 1950 our father Awolowo bàbá tó jẹ́ pé ẹnìkan tó kù fún wa nísìn òun ni àrólé tá à ń pè ní Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè tó bá ń dúró de Bọ̀dé George tó bá ń dúró de Bísí Àkàndé tó bá ń dúró de gbogbo àwọn bàbá yẹn you will wait for a very long time. I love my mom so much. Wọ́n ní kí n rọra máa fi èpè díẹ̀díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tí bá ń ṣe program ó yẹ kí n wọ̀n wọ́n lépè délẹ̀ ni but I don't want to disrespect my mom pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn but ẹ wò mí dáadáa ẹ wo gbogbo wa dáadáa a máa ká tán délẹ̀ nítagbé dání. I am not going back to England yet àjọ máa jáde fún rally ni I have not make any intention to return back to UK yet a wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣèmi nìkan, àwọn tó fẹ́ dé wọ́n ń dúró pé kí ṣó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. À ń dúró kí bàbá Akíntóyè fún wa ní announcement káwa wọlé dé. Káwa rí ẹni tó fẹ́ dá wa dúró lọ́nà tí ọba kan bá ṣe any fuck off nígbà tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ rally ẹ rí wèrè nínú palace yín, ẹ lọ gbé àwọn òṣàjáde tó máa bá wa jà tó ṣàyẹn tí ẹ fi bá Fúlàní jà ẹ wá fẹ́ fi bá wa jà àríran wò nígbà yẹn. A ní kẹ́ gbé nǹkan tó wà lọ́wọ́ yín ká lò ó ká fi bá Fúlàní jà. Wọ́n ní ogun wọlé, ẹ̀yin sùn ẹ̀ ń jí, ẹ̀ ń dóbò nínú pálásì yín, ẹ̀ ń fẹ́yàwó, ẹ̀ wá ń fìyà jẹ ìran Yorùbá. Ìyà máa jẹ̀yìn náà nígbà tí rálì bá dé. Tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣe nǹkan tá a ní ká ṣe fún wa. Àròlé kan tó sì kù fún ọmọ Yorùbá òun ni bàbá wa Akíntóyè. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní bàbá yẹn ò ní na àsíá sókè ikú máa pa ẹ́. 2025 tàwa yìí ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kú ni kó lọ kúnú yín. Bàbá Akíntóyè máa na àsíá Yorùbá. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kú nínú ẹ̀yin politician ẹ lọ máa múra sílẹ̀. Àwa náà fẹ́ tẹ̀lé yín délẹ̀. Ṣẹ́nẹ̀ ní gbọ́ bóyá ilẹ̀ ni House of Assembly, bóyá àwa alájọ ní ni, bóyá ilẹ̀ ni State House ni, bí àwa alájọ ní ni, we will shut down the whole fucking Southwest. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kú ni kó kú. Ntẹ bá fẹ́ ṣe fún mi ni kẹ́ wá ṣe fún mi, mo wà l'Áfíríkà. Tẹ́ bá mú mi, millions of people will stand up. Mo ń sanwó fáwọn èèyàn, mo tún ti fún wọn lówó pé kó lọ bọ̀gún láàárọ̀ iṣẹ́, mo ti fowó ránṣẹ́ sí wọn. Àyàn ọmọ yẹn máa lọ ṣiṣẹ́ lọ. A máa bá yín mú kan lẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní kíákíá torí pé ẹ̀yin ọba wọ́n ti gbàṣẹ kúrò lẹ́nu yín. Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ gan mọ̀ yẹn. Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ mọ̀ yẹn, àmọ́ púpọ̀ nu yín ò mọ̀. Yíyan kan máa pè mí àwà lórí program. And I'm very busy and I'm using the phone. Nobody calls me and distract my program. And I'm not taking calls yet. In 1950, our father, the late legend Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀, Britain bẹ̀rù Awólọ́wọ̀ débi pé wọ́n lè wo ẹyin ojú ẹ̀ báyìí. They are scared of it. Wọ́n bẹ̀rù bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀. They dare not look his eyes because wọ́n mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè, Ọlọ́run ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló gbé bàbá yìí dìde. Like Baba Akíntóyè, and we are grateful to have him as a father. I spoke to him yesterday and he's so happy. Wọ́n ní kí n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fún wa lówó. We have another close to 300,000 cash with me. A ti ra 100 walkie-talkie. Tó bá dọ̀la, màá tún send owó sí wọn kó tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ rà sí. Tábàárẹ̀ tó bá tún fún wa sí, a tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ra megaphone. We are preparing seriously for this rally. Kò ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló ti máa ṣẹlẹ̀, kò ń ṣe lógùn state. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ ti máa gbọ́ kókókókókó ariwo a máa dún tátátá a máa dún. We shut down every fucking thing. Ẹ ní ṣoríire, ẹ̀yin rò pé ilẹ̀ mi amú wa mọ́lẹ̀, ó kù díẹ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká tètè yanjú ẹ̀. Question and answer ẹ máa bí mi. The 1950 Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ was fully aware. Ó mọ̀ dájú pé our own monarchist system was in danger. Ṣọ́ba lórí burúkú tẹ́ ń pè ní Olúwo yẹn. Ẹ̀rí ṣọ́ba nìyẹn. You can see the danger that we found ourselves. Fúlàní fẹ́ wá jọba, tó bá fún wọn láyè ni wọ́n máa jà láàfin yẹn mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Ṣọ́ba ní Olúwo, and you can see the danger. Wọ́n fún wọn náà Fúlàní tẹ́ ń bá sùn. Àwọn Fúlàní náà lọ ní wọ́n pa àwọn tó jẹ́ Plateau State. Sister mi kan ṣe send message kan sí mi láàárọ̀ yìí. I was going through the message. Mo ń bọ̀ fẹ́ sáré kà fún yín. You might not know what the Fulanis are doing. They are very smart. Wọ́n fi àwọn obìnrin wọn, wọ́n fi fún àwọn ọkùnrin ní Plateau State. Àwọn obìnrin wọn ló padà ṣekú fún in tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Plateau State lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Màá ń bọ̀, ó ń lò lọ́wọ́. They destroy it. As a premier, he made it policy that Obas will not lose any dignity. That was in 1950. He was personally close as a friend to many of the Obas. Finally, in respect for the fact that Yoruba culture is a monarchy culture, the leaders of the region under him included a house of chiefs in the Western Regional Constitution. He also made the traditional highest of the Obas, the Ooni of Ife, the regional governor, a position ceremonial superior to the position of a regional premier. In the House of Chiefs, the Oba commanded real constitutional power and therefore felt that they were the fathers of the Yoruba nation. Inti auntie me sent me láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Hello boldest, that's what she called me. I have different names for different people. They are ready for the rally. Ìwọ tó náà ready. Ẹni tí ó ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ilé mẹ́ta ló ní, ó níṣẹ́ tó dáa. Àárín bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń gbé l'Ékòó. ó níjọ́ tó bá ti lọ aago òun máa kọ́ àwọn èèyàn jáde àjọ máa wọ ṣòkòtò àjọ máa wà ní rálì ni kí ló wọ́n ń dá dúró kí ni wọ́n ní you have nothing. The Nigeria have destroyed all their businesses. Aunty sọ fún mi pé nígbà tí bàbá àwọn máa kú, they were expecting Nigerian government to pay the pension that the father worked within the Nigerian government for many years. The father died without receiving the pension, and the father regretted supporting Nigeria throughout his lifetime. Ẹni mo fẹ́ ka mẹ́sẹ̀gì, she schooled in England, well educated, very sound. I will not tell you what sector she's currently working. She's not working with the government. She runs her own private business. We have been talking for the last 4 years. They are eagerly waiting for the rally. Ó nílé kò sanwó-olé, ilé tó ń gbé òun ló nílé yẹn. Ó ní òun máa wọ ṣòkòtò, òun dẹ̀ ti mobilize sílẹ̀. Ìwọ wá ní pé ó fẹ́ jáde. No problem. Hello, Borders. I decided to ask my friend who is from Plateau the reason for the constant fight in that state, especially with what is happening in Bokos. Bokos, níbi tó ti ń pa àwọn èèyàn tó pọ̀ ní community yẹn. I was shocked by her reply. She said fight will continue to break out in Bokos and other areas in Plateau State because their men married Fulani women. Àwọn ọkùnrin Bokos wọ́n ti gbé ẹ má bínú ẹ má kí n lo èdè àlùfànṣá wọ́n ti lo pọ̀nrán sí wọn níbi tí ara wọn ò balẹ̀ wọ́n ti lọ fi fẹ́ àwọn ọmọ Fulani tó jẹ́ obìnrin. These Fulani women eventually brought their cousins, brothers and uncles. Ṣèbí bó ṣe máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà nìyẹn ẹni tó bá ti fẹ́ o gbọ́dọ̀ tọ́jú àwọn fámìlì wọn náà, etc. On arrival, they will stay with the couples and later the Fulanis will acquire land. Nígbà tó bá ti dé tí ọkùnrin ọmọ Plateau ní Bokos ó lọ fẹ́ Fulani obìnrin á wá invite àwọn family tiẹ̀ náà wá wá gbé pẹ̀lú wọn tó bá yá wá wá ra ilẹ̀ and they will settle down. The middle belt man will help his in-law to settle fully into the community. Ọkùnrin yẹn ò mọ̀ pé àjòjì tóun jẹ́ kó settle down yẹn òun ló ń bọ̀ wá ṣekú pa wọn. In tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Plateau State ni mo sọ fún yín o. These are highly intelligent that I'm telling you. She said this was how Fulani now settled in Bokos and other areas in Plateau State easily. Àwọn in-laws ni wọ́n jẹ́ kí wọ́n settle down. She said by the time the Middle Belt men realized their mistakes, the whole place is already filled up with Fulanis. That the Fulanis infiltrated them through intermarriage. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Ìwọ tó ń fẹ́ ọmọ Fulani, ṣé o mọ̀ kó fẹ́ fi ṣàkóbá fún rẹ ni? Ìwọ tó jẹ́ pé ààrẹ ò balẹ̀, o rí ọmọ Yorùbá láti Èkìtì, láti Ondo, láti Ìjẹ̀bú, láti Ọ̀ṣun, láti Kogi, láti Kwara, láti Lagos, láti Ọ̀yọ́, ó rí àwọn ẹrẹ̀wà obìnrin tó yẹ pé tíyàn bá rí wọn báyìí á máa dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run, ó rí wọn fẹ́ ọmọ Fúlàní ṣá ni gbókòsẹ̀ ló fẹ́ lọ tẹ̀lé ọmọ àlè. Ọ̀rẹ́ tí ní kí n má bù yín mo tútù gbàgbé. I also was surprised to hear that some of these men that are married the Fulani women later died. Ta ló ń pa wọ́n? Kí ló dé tó ń kú? Why are they dying? Kí ni nǹkan tó ń pa wọ́n? Some poison wọn ni. Ẹ máa gbọ́. And the Fulani women now remarried a Fulani man. Ó kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ ọmọ ìlú yẹn. Ọmọ ìlú yẹn wá kú, ó wá padà lọ fẹ́ Fulani gangan. That is what now clear that they were killed by the women without anyone suspecting them over the years. Eléyìí ṣe nǹkan tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé mọ̀ pé à ń gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ díẹ̀. Do you know that Malafia is from that region, Plateau State? Nígbà tí irú àwọn yẹn kàwé, because Malafia was well read. He warned every Nigerians. He told us that the death is coming, but Nigerians were always like, nothing will happen. See systematic takeover by the Fulanis. I said, let me update you since I heard it directly from her. These people are smart. They are evil smart. They have their program outlined for them. See how quickly they change the narrative from Fulani herdsmen to Fulani bandits to Fulani kidnappers, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and many of such. They now change it to Fulani hunters. I want hunt. They will leave their north. They are coming to the south to hunt. Oh, God. So all we are now talking about are the Fulani hunters. From Fulani terrorists, from Fulani bandits. They are now known as Fulani hunters. And they are clean. They are good. Nobody should attack them. They are just hunters. These people are criminals and they are smooth operators, always changing the narrative whenever they are cornered. They are human hunters. They are the same bandit and the same kidnappers. She said those hot areas in Plateau and Benue State is not only farmers and herders clashes, that the major issue is intermarriage. Kí Ọlọ́run kó gbà wá o. She said, as a Plateau woman, let their people shout from morning to night. They are responsible for their calamity because the intermarried and the Fulanis are not going anywhere. What ìgbàlejò ọ̀ràn. Mo rántí bàbá wa kan mọ́ bí tí fídíò yẹn wà. Ó ní a ti gba àlejò ọ̀ràn. Àlejò ọ̀ràn ní gbogbo àgbà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí nísìn. How do you survive? How do you operate in a country where àlejò ọ̀ràn bá yín gbé? The only way you can do that is to end it officially and reboot. My laptop, as of yesterday, after a while, it will reboot itself when things have gone cuckoo on it. You do not want us to reboot. You want to continue to manage the contraction, the corrupt, that took identity, that took everything from us, that we will not tolerate. According to the Fulanis, that Plateau people should get into their thick skull. Wahala don't tire rapao. Now him I say make I tell you. Now wow. That message was sent to me yesterday at 2200 hours. I replied that back at 8:05 with this. This is Koiki Media. Oh, you tell me sense one here. Money, that is the same agenda for Yoruba land. We must fight to stop them. We can't sit back anymore. NMCA, what's to send the list to me? Direct institution to accept Arabic Islamic certificate as alternative to WAEC and NECO for nursing program. Ilé tó ṣe jáde ni o. Wọ́n ní kó accept Islamic certificate as against WAEC àti NECO. So if you have an Islamic certificate, you can join the nursing program. Abi, you can see that this agenda continue to flourish. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí ètò pẹ̀lú wa, mo kí brother mi Albert, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wẹ̀ tó ń pè wá. Hello? Hello? Ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè àgbọ́yìn dáadáa, ṣe fẹ́ dá sórí ètò ní sà. Àgbọ́yìn bí ẹ̀ ń lọ APC ní ẹ bá wa yọ APC yẹn, àgbọ́yìn dáadáa, a dẹ̀ ń lo speaker, so kò sí reason tá a ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́yìn. So kí ló wá dé tá àgbọ́yìn? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n yọ kúrò ní speaker, ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ again. To anything private ò lè lọ lórí ẹni sùúrù tẹ́ bá jẹ́ private ẹ tí mo tẹ̀ sọ pé mo wà live ìyẹn máa di láyé ètò ẹ lè sọ kan tó jẹ́ private fún mi nígbà tí mo wà lórí ètò mo dẹ̀ lè kúrò lórí ètò báyìí. mo wà lórí ètò ẹ yẹ ká sọ̀rọ̀ later nígbà ẹ ṣe gbọ́ brother mi mo dúpẹ́. All right ẹ pè mí later. Now ẹ yẹ ká padà quickly. So I hope I have answered that area of Oba. We are not connected to our Facebook. I don't know what is going on this morning, but I'm sure I have told you many times that you need to follow all the platforms. If one platform is not working, you need to get to know where the other platform is working so that you cannot miss out on the conversation. So it's a Q&A that we are doing this morning, and while we're doing that, it's just to respond to your questions and answer to know more about Yoruba nation and where Yoruba needs to go. Bishop, the money man, we call the bishop the money man and the financial advisor for the Yoruba people. It's okay, Bishop.
Yeah, now, eléyìí mo rí pé mo lè sọ lórí ètò, so màá sọ sìn, but ó sì ní nǹkan tí màá sọ fún yín lẹ́yìn. But eléyìí so that àwọn èèyàn náà wọ́n á lè mọ̀ wípé gbogbo wa we have to rise up to support for it. Now, ẹ mọ kíní tó máa ń dè mọ́ imú yẹn, tear gas kíní.
Mo ń bọ̀, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, Bishop.
Yeah, ẹ mọ kíní tó máa ń dè mọ́ orí, tó máa ń dè mọ́ imú yẹn, tó máa ń prevent against tear gas. Bí inhaler báyìí ló wà ní ìgbà. Okay. Mo ti gbàgbé orúkọ kìíní ẹ̀. Okay, Koiki, are you back? You have to be there so that you can recognize what I'm trying to say.
Inten sọ Bishop, mo ti lọ mú jáde fáwọn èèyàn yẹn máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, òun lélẹ̀.
Okay, kíní tó máa ń dè mọ́ rí tó ní kíní níwájú mú.
Ẹ̀yẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, Bishop, ìbí mi ti lọ mú content sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Ẹ̀yin ò ṣáà rí screen, ẹ̀yẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ, ẹ̀ ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀rù pé mò ń ṣeré ni. Ìbò náà ń pè ní ìbí ṣèbí kíní tó ń fi símú dúró tí tó bá yin tear gas.
Orúkọ ẹ̀ ni mo gbàgbé, but
gas cartridge for spraying paint. It can also be used to stop everything that is called tear gas.
Tear gas, wọ́n máa dè mọ́, wọ́n á dè mọ́ rí, ó máa bo imú wọn, fine.
Má lọ rẹ̀ yẹn kan.
Ó máa dàbí helmet báyìí, oníkàkú máa dè. So we need bí àwọn èèyàn wá ṣe support fún walking talking, we need support for it.
Bí àtàbá sọ fáwọn èèyàn pa nídòwó, ṣáwọn èèyàn rò pé afẹ́náwó jẹ ni.
In fact, the fact wípé instruction máa wá pé everybody ẹ lọ ra ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, ìwọ tó bá láǹfààní lọ ra ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, but ìwọ tí Ọlọ́run bá ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ tó bá jẹ́ méjì ló fẹ́ rà, please forward it to Koiki Media, please forward it to Koiki. Má ra kó mú wá, we don't want.
Àlègbà to know anybody for security reason.
Just send the call Koiki Media. Koiki Media will tell you what cost for one. Then to buy mẹ́wàá ló fẹ́ rà, fine. So that as they are showing you that walking talking, wọ́n máa show ẹ̀ náà iye tí a ti ní. We want to have not less than 1,000. We want to have not less than 1,000 of that head mask nose inhaler. We want to have more than 1,000. Tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, tábà ti ń rí lórí àwọn èèyàn wa kọ́ ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ sí àmàmọ́ important, then more can now come in. Kò ní sẹ́ni tó máa sọ fún wa nígbà yẹn, because mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn wa action ni wọ́n ń dúró dè, then àwọn èèyàn máa ti dé all around the world. So we will need more of it. Then èyí tó kù máa sọ fún yín lẹ́yìn ètò. Thank you.
All right. So once again, it is called the gas mask. As a journalist, we always have these at any point of time. There are different sizes, there are different shapes. If you can get one, it's called a gas mask. These protect you from any tear gas. Tó bá yin tear gas yẹ kò tẹ̀ nímọ̀ kò tear gas. Tó bá ṣàti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí yin tear gas, tó bá ti gbélé wọ̀, that's it. If you can help yourself to buy one, you have to buy it yourself. So, kò ń ṣe gbogbo kan la máa supply yín, need that funding. Ààrẹ àwọn tí ó jẹ́ Yorùbá ọmọ olówó tó gbówó síta pé ká fi máa ṣe Yorùbá nation. So, ìwọ̀nba díẹ̀díẹ̀ tí akọ̀rọ̀rá ń ṣe ní with the little support that is coming through. sọ pé kò sógun má gbọ́n tí bàbá yìí sọ ogun pa ẹ́ nìyẹn.
ó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
The Yoruba indigene.
mo fẹ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
I want to talk to you all.
mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
And I want you to listen and accept what I'm about to say.
mo náà ti ba abúlé yín wọ́n ti gbà tán.
I said they are already usurping you from your villages all over Yoruba State.
ní Ogun State.
In Ogun State,
Ọ̀ṣun State.
Osun State,
Ondo State.
Ondo State,
Anambra State.
even Anambra
gbogbo
State,
àwọn ilẹ̀ Ìgbò wọ̀nyẹn.
even the Igbo lands as well.
àwọn wọ̀nyí ti wọ̀.
People are already entering those places.
tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gba gbogbo ẹ̀.
And they're already overtaking you people in your various states.
èyí tá à ń sọ yìí
What we are saying right now,
kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn o.
this is not about religion.
Christian.
Whether you're a Christian
Muslim.
or you're a Muslim,
àwa tájọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
and we are Yoruba traditional worshippers,
àsìkò tá a gbọ́dọ̀ kó ẹ̀sìn wa papọ̀ nìyí.
this is time we must band together
láti jà fún àwọn ilẹ̀ bàbá wa.
to fight for our fathers so that they don't overtake us in
ẹ
it.
má jẹ́ kán fi ẹ̀sìn gba ilẹ̀ wa o.
Don't let them use religion take over our land.
gbogbo abúlé tó ń gbà lóńdó state yẹn.
All those villages they've taken over in Ondo State,
wọ́n pa Muslim wọ́n pa Christian.
when they wanted to kill, they killed Christian and Muslim alike.
ilẹ̀ náà ń jà fún kì í ṣe ẹ̀sìn.
They are fighting for the land, they are not fighting for religion.
ẹ̀sìn náà kàn gbá wọlé o.
They are just coming through the lens of
so mo
religion.
sọ fún yẹn ọmọ Yorùbá.
But I'm telling you all Yoruba
Ẹ múra o.
people, please be prepared.
gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà.
Nigerians at
ẹ
large,
múra dáadáa.
please be well
wọ́n
prepared
má bàa gba ilẹ̀ yín o.
so that they don't take you away from your father's
wọ́n wá pé
land.
gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba.
And calling onto the royalties in Yoruba
Ọọ̀ni
land.
of Ifẹ̀.
The Oni of Ife, the Imperial Majesty.
kábíyèsí kádé pẹ́ lórí rẹ̀.
Kabiyesi, we greet you, sir.
ẹ dá sí o.
Please talk about this.
Aláàfin tuntun tó ṣẹ̀ jẹ ẹ dá sí
The
o.
new Alaafin, please talk
ẹ̀yin
about
ọba
this.
Ondo
All
ẹ dá sí o.
the kings in Ondo State,
ẹ̀yin ọba Ọ̀ṣun Ọ̀yọ́ Lagos State ẹ dá
the
sí o.
kings in Lagos, Oyo, Osun, please talk about this.
tógun yẹn bá wọlé tán
Because when the war overwhelms us,
apá ò ní ká o.
we will not be able to do anything about it.
èmi mo rẹ́ẹ̀dì ogun.
Personally, I'm ready for
mo
war.
sọ fún ìjọ kìnìún àná mo ní kẹ́ ẹ dira.
I told you the last time that you should fortify
àwọn
yourself.
kan sọ pé báwo ni pásọ̀ máa sọ pé
Some
yóò
people
dira.
will say, why will a pastor utter that kind of statement?
ẹ lọ dira o.
Please go and fortify
tó
yourself.
bá yá màá gbé báìbù mi sílẹ̀.
Because when war comes, I will drop my Bible.
màá jà fún ìlú bàbá mi.
I will go and fight for my father's
tó pé
land.
ìgbà wo ni kírísítẹ̀nì dé Nàìjíríà.
When did Christianity come into Nigeria?
1842
It came in 1842.
ló ṣẹ̀ dé Nàìjíríà.
That was when it came in.
ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tó máa kó báìbù jọ.
And the first person to compile the Bible.
so òun ni a ti gbọ́ tí ìgbà yẹn sọ fún wa pé ká lọ dira so òṣèmí nìkan ni mò ń sọ pé ká dira mọ́ when we were shouting this 4 years ago many people were saying that whatever you were saying I don't care. Now it is still question and answer and we are trying to review many things that we are talking about. So mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Bear with me, those of you that are watching. I need to access my Facebook and I need to put some authorization as well. I think the code might come on here. So for me, a few seconds, so let's give you something else while I come back again. As we say all the time, Yoruba nation, no retreat, no surrender.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerian.
Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria had not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
We have not sat down if we want to be one Nigeria, and I welcome you back once again to the morning broadcast about question and answer. That is the session that we're in. Ebi mini beri, I will try my best to answer. We have answered some of your questions. We're waiting for more people that can give us, questions, and we can try to answer it as much as we can. So, tẹ́bá lẹ́nu tó ní ìbéèrè, àsìkò tí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ béèrè lélẹ́yìí, torí àsìkò kan máa wà tí a lè má ní as many time that you will ask questions. So, ask me those questions in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer as much based on what we know, what we have learned from Baba, because gbogbo nǹkan sọ lẹ́ni tí a fi ń ṣe program, it is because our father, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, has given us everything that we need to know. So that is why we are doing what we are doing, and I hope that many of you understand that. So we are still waiting. Tó bá ní ìbéèrè ẹbí wa, mo kẹ́yìn tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ọlánìpẹ̀kun mo kí ní gbogbo Ifọ̀. Àkú palẹ̀mọ́, àkú iṣẹ́ takuntakun lọ́tùn lósì. Kò ní sú wa, kò ní rẹ̀ wá. Okay, not sure why this phone is not giving me access to Facebook. All right, we leave that anyway. So I'll upload those later. So I'm still here. We have just done an hour, maybe another 1 hour, then I will end the program. But I'm still waiting for your questions on this. Is what we are doing this morning.